Welcome back to the PricePulse, dynamic discounts and coupons for WooCommerce tutorials. We have priced a product, a category, a single variation and a tag. This time we price a property. Color red is not a shelf and not a label. It is something the products already carry, and one rule can follow it wherever it goes. The usual route, WooCommerce in the sidebar, PricePulse, then add new rule. Name it, set the rule type to product attribute, and choose which attribute the rule follows. This store has one, color. Picking it asks WooCommerce for that attribute's values, so the next field fills itself in. Color, with its values loaded, and this field takes more than one, so a rule could cover red and burgundy together if you wanted it to. Red, and this is the part worth pausing on. In this store red is worn by one color of the zip hoodie, which is a variation of a variable product, and by the wool beanie, which is a plain simple product with no variations at all. Two different kinds of thing. One attribute, one rule, 20% off, maximum discount at 0, which means no ceiling at all, rather than a ceiling of nothing. All users, priority 10, and an offer message. The attribute rule takes a shortcode for the value itself, so the sentence can name the color without anyone typing it twice. Publish, and it is live. The shop page, and there are the two. The zip hoodie at 80, because one of its colors is red, and the wool beanie at 24, because the beanie itself is red. Beside them the classic tee and the baseball cap have no color attribute at all and have not moved. Both cards also carry the message written into the rule, with the discount filled in. That message is per rule, not per store, so each deal can explain itself in its own words. And into the basket together, the red hoodie and the red beanie. Both lines are reduced, which is the thing to check on your own store. One rule is expected to reach every matching line, not just whichever the shopper happened to add first. 80 and 24, 104 for the two, where the shelf price would have been 130. Through to the checkout, where both figures arrive intact. Back to the zip hoodie, and the other half of the story. Choose blue and the price beside add to cart reads $100. Same product, same rule, wrong color. Always read that figure rather than the headline above it. The headline is advertising the best price on the product, and the one by the button is the one you will be charged. Switch to red and it drops to 80. The attribute is the whole test. The product did not change. The rule did not change. And only the color decided. Now a ceiling, and an attribute is exactly where one earns its keep. A property like a color can be worn by anything at any price. So a percentage that is sensible on a $30 beanie is expensive on a $100 hoodie. Maximum discount of 5 puts a cash limit on the whole rule. 95 and 25. 20% of the hoodie would have been $20 and only 5 are allowed, so it stops well short. 20% of the beanie would have been 6, barely over the line, and it stops there too. Same ceiling, and the shopper buying the cheaper thing loses almost nothing to it. Worth checking whenever you set a maximum. What the shelf advertises and what the till charges have to be the same number. 25 there, 25 here. The other discount type makes the same point from the other side. $10 off, flat, and the maximum back to 0. $90 and 20, the same $10 off both, a tenth of the hoodie and a third of the beanie. On an attribute that spans a wide range, a flat amount is generous at the bottom and barely noticed at the top. A percentage is the other way round. That choice is the whole decision. The deal is listed on the offers page like any other, described by its attribute rather than by a product, and its button goes to the shop filtered to that color, because an attribute rule has no single product to point at. And to finish, back the way we found it, 20%, and the maximum returned to 0, no ceiling. $80 and 24 again, and everything without the color untouched. That is an attribute rule. Choose an attribute, choose one or more of its values, and price the property rather than the product. Anything that wears it is in, a variation, a simple product, something you add next month, and anything that does not is out. Thank you for watching.